I'm here with Palater with the Sri Lanka Ecotourism Foundation. He's the president of the foundation. Palater, tell
Yes.
me a bit about ecotourism in Sri Lanka. What do you have as products that's drawing the tourists?
Uh, we are we have a lot of products in the sense that we have 7 heritage sites in Sri Lanka. So we are mainly, country like Sri Lanka, about 665,000 kilometers, 65,600 kilometers, square kilometers. There's a small area, but we have 7 World Heritage Sites.
Seven World Heritage. I
Yeah,
didn't. Okay. I
yeah.
think you have a lot of friends over there at World Heritage.
Sorry?
I say you must have a lot of friends over there at UNESCO World Heritage.
Yes, yes, yes. There are so many friends because the UNESCO World Heritage Sites and the history of Sri Lanka goes back to 5th century before Christ. So that heritage tourism is very important for Sri Lanka, and also as far as the biodiversity is concerned, Sri Lanka is one of the most important countries in South Asia. So that naturally, uh, the tourist coming from Western Europe, USA, Canada, Australia to enjoy the natural sceneries and environment, the way of life, the village life. Those are the things that we could offer, and we have uh, protected areas about 15% out of the total extent of the land extent, and also about 20 national parks, 14 sanctuaries.
Wow. Of the seven World Heritage sites,
Yes.
how many are cultural sites versus natural sites?
One natural site, 6 cultural sites. Natural site is called the Singharaja rainforest, one of the very important remaining rainforest in the world.
And the typical visitor will come and stay how long?
Generally, the mass tourists or pleasure tourists operated by the mass tourism travel agents, they stay 14 days, 11 days, 10 days, like that. But ecotourists would like to stay more than 20 days sometimes because to explore the country.
Now, these must be visitors from Europe that can spend 3 weeks.
Yes, of course, because the upmarket tourists coming from United Kingdom, uh, France, Italy, and Germany, they would like to stay and explore the country for a longer duration.
Why do you say upmarket? Is that what they are generally?
Yeah, upmarket in the sense that ecotourism is servicing for upmarket tourists. Generally, according to the tourist board, Sri Lanka Tourist Board calculations and statistics, average tourist spends about 60 to 75 US dollar per day. Whereas these upmarket tourists who are coming from these the countries that I have mentioned before, they spent more than 200 US dollar or 250, between 200 and 250 US dollars per day.
Uh, the U.S. market, is that big at all? I presume that's fairly small.
US market
Hmm.
is not that big because uh, in Sri Lanka, uh, the tourism authorities also not so aggressive doing, I mean, the marketing aggressively in the United States. They are just concentrating on Western Europe.
How about from places like India, let's say?
India is now topping the market because a lot of Indians are coming to Sri Lanka because of the close proximity to the country, and also we had a lot of cultural, religious, and social linkage for centuries. And the Buddhism was brought to Sri Lanka from India, and where we find the pure Buddhism in purest form called Theravada Buddhism in Sri Lanka. That is one of the main reasons that we had close connection with Indian subcontinent.
Now, would the Asian market, including Southeast Asia, be ecotourism market or more religious or mass tourism?
You mean Indian market?
Mm-hmm.
It's not so, the based on ecotourism. They are generally religious people who are coming to Sri Lanka to visit some uh, religious sites in Norelia, that is up in the hills, where this Ramasita, Rama Ravana epic is related. So that is quite religious, and also there are a number of Hindu shrines in Sri Lanka which are of importance to the Indian travelers also, Indian pilgrims also.
So ecotourism is predominantly a European market.
Yeah, generally it's for European market, but some are out of the Indian traffic. Few tourists are also interested in ecotourism.
In terms of the hospitality, the accommodations, what would be are they eco lodges predominantly? What would one generally be staying at to go on one of these 3-week eco tours?
Yeah, generally the ecotourists they would like to stay in eco lodges and homestay, and also doing some camping. Those are the places where they stay in Sri Lanka, and they would like to pay little more for even for simple accommodation like homestay. Uh, but some ecotourists, they are mainly cultural tourists. Although they come as ecotourists, they would like to stay uh, upmarket hotels, like five-star hotels in the rich cultural areas, the cultural triangle. They would like to pay about 150 US dollar, 175 US dollar per day even. They don't mind. Still, they are interacting with the community, because the ecotourism based on the community tourism, so that they are interacting with the community. At the same time, they would spend a lot of money rather than, when compared to pleasure tourists, mass tourists, they don't spend much uh, in the areas where they are traveling.
I see. I see. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.